Hey everyone! Hello, hello! We are live.
Howdy.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
That is only water that he's toasting you with.
With a little bit of lemon juice.
Okay. Oh, do we still have lemon here?
Yes, we do.
Oh.
That's why I had to get some.
Roy drinks lemon in his water, and I'm forever buying bottles of lemon juice because buying lemons is not practical. We'd be going through hundreds of lemons. So we buy the bottles of lemon juice, and then we run out at the house. Big
bottles of orange juice too, though.
And then we run out. I have to have one at the house and at the warehouse. So we're out of lemon juice at the house, but
I get to drink it here at the warehouse.
We still have it here at the warehouse, apparently.
Yeah.
So. But I never know if I have a backup bottle somewhere or not. But I definitely know that it's time to go to the grocery store for us. We're out of quite a few things. So anyway, how is everybody doing today? Can everybody hear us?
Hey, Beth.
Hey, Beth. Did we say hello to everyone?
No, we actually haven't. So
hello, Douglas.
Howdy. How you doing, Douglas?
Hello, KT Treasures.
How you doing, KT?
Let's see. I'm going to go back up here and scroll. I know we had some people in early.
Yep.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Toppit.
And Toppit. Hello, Toppit. It looks like KT was the first one in at 2:18
Who is this Beth Hudson? Never heard of that person, but I see Adventures with the Hudsons. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uncle Bo, hey, how you doing today? How we doing, Robert?
Uncle Bo, hello.
I got Lisa on the controls today, so if we get shut off, by the way, it's not my fault. Don't blame me.
I finally had to ask him to actually join the team at StreamYard. I am now part of the team.
I'm now not part of Team Avery.
I'm not just a guest. So, hey Troy.
Hey Troy, how you doing?
Let's see. What else can I do over? What else can I do over here?
What else can she do? We'll look over here.
This is always fun.
Oh. You can do banners, which is over there to the right there.
I already did, Robert, and
you should read the email I sent you.
We know we didn't have to, but we wanted to.
Yeah. So
it
was what you asked.
But it's still a surprise.
Yes. So we're not going to tell you what it is.
But actually, I've been thinking about this, and this will go out to Barbecue Guy, Robert, and anyone else. We have a wedding in Wisconsin this summer.
Do
we? Yes. Margot's daughter.
Oh, that's this summer?
Yes.
Okay.
But the problem is I don't know when it is. So we'll have to figure out when that wedding is and then figure out if we're going to do a meetup or not. I know all of my our friends group from here will be traveling there. So I don't know what kind of other plans or any kind of extra time we'll have. But that'll be at least one time that we'll be out in you guys' neck of the woods. Hey, Flippin' Sports Guy.
Hey, if I'm correct, I'm bad at names. But if I'm correct, it's Paul, Flippin' Sports Guy.
I think you'll have to confirm that because I'm even worse at names than you are. So, Troy, I don't know where that is either. It's definitely northern.
Northern.
Yeah. I'll have to get some more details. They got engaged, I think, last August, and we haven't really talked about it until, we haven't really talked about it at all, but I know I was thinking about it recently because we need to get that on the calendar so we're not planning any other trips or reseller meetups or camping trips that weekend. So.
And Robert said, do you really think you have to plan a meetup? it's already going to happen regardless.
Well, we know that, but I mean, it sounds like you plan like Roy does. Let's just do it and figure it out. But
well, you saw his email, right?
Yeah.
It said, just show up.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
And Troy said, just give me a town name and I can go from there. Well, I'm not the one that is very detailed at planning. I'm from the school of adapt, overcome, and improvise. So I'm sure Lisa will make sure it all gets planned out, and I should be able to at least go from there.
Yep.
We'll get you a name.
I'll figure it out. So what else is going on today? It's snowing here in Cleveland again, and I am going to try and stay positive, so I won't go into my whole spiel of.
She doesn't like the weather. She's ready to move souther.
Yep, souther. And we need a souther vacation on the calendar sooner than later.
Souther vacation sooner than later?
Yes.
Okay. I just described fishing. And Uncle Bo said, ready for spring already.
You and me both. You and me both. I just saw something that it was 55 days till spring. So that's probably.
It's less than 60 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're at the end of January. So I was just telling somebody, I think yesterday, that, come March, mid-March, I mean, we're going to be in spring. So snow should be gone. Weather still be a little chilly, but, going on that upward swing. So too darn long, said KT. Well, how did you like shoveling?
I didn't really.
Oh, how did you like all the snow we got? She didn't either. No.
I liked listening to you run the snowblower. Yesterday we got around 7 inches, and it was the battle of the snowblowers in our neighborhood about 6:30 last night. Roy and our other neighbor next door was out, and they were both down the driveway at the same time. I don't know if you guys were racing or what you were doing, but it was funny from the sounds I heard from in the house.
Wasn't racing. He was shoveling until I came out.
Oh.
So,
well, there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
Pam's birthday is the first day of spring.
Oh, happy birthday.
That's like a double celebration. But yeah, so what did we do this last week?
We were snow blowing today and 911 got called. What was that? What were we doing this week or last week?
Hopefully everybody's okay. But there's always a video involved, right?
If you remember to record.
Yeah.
So last week we were pretty busy, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little bit busy.
We went a little crazy with storage unit buying.
Just a little bit.
How many did we buy?
Last week?
Yes.
5.
5.
Yeah, 5.
5. In one day.
Was that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah.
In one day. Yeah.
Because, well, we kind of logistically did it smart, but there were 3 in one geographic area and 2 in another. So and we liked all of them. They were all on the smallish side.
Yeah. And we only lost 2 of the 5. We only lost 2 of the 7 we were actually trying to get. So if you recall, we were working on 7 units.
Yeah. I can barely remember the 5 that I actually saw. So the 2 that we didn't get, I don't remember them.
Well, one of them came up today as a second chance.
Well, yeah, we did get an email from the website for a second chance offer, and we called too late. It was already bought by somebody else. So
yeah,
those moments are okay. That one wasn't meant to be. We lost it twice.
But out of the videos, or I'm sorry, out of the units, we actually had, out of 4 of the units, it only cost us about $120.
Yes, 4 of the 5 units, the grand total for those 4 units was $120. And we just had an amazing sale this morning. We're going to share it with you because this item was one of the items out of one of the 4 units.
So one of the 3, Robert.
And this is it's called a bolo necklace. It's on a leather chain.
Be on the lookout necklace?
I guess. Maybe it's not a necklace. I don't know. I think men wear these in the West and Southwest. But anyway, this is a sterling silver piece with turquoise. It's pretty substantial, as you can see here. We sold this morning. We took a best offer of $160. So we paid for 4 units last week with this one piece.
Yeah.
And we have some left over. And so we were pretty excited about that.
Yes. As soon as we saw it, or Lisa saw it, it was definitely one of those things that she was immediately drawn to, like, let's get this out the way and put it aside. And
yeah,
as soon as we got back to the warehouse and dropped off the trailer and got all, got inside, she took pictures and posted it. So, I mean, it's only been, I think, posted since Thursday
night. So this is a unit that we still have on our trailer. We have 2 units that are still on the trailer that we need to unload. But that was one of the pieces I just grabbed out of there because it was quick and easy, and I knew I could get it listed pretty easily, quickly, and it had some value. So,
yeah. So,
man, if only everything could sell that fast.
Yes, if only everything could sell that fast.
Wow,
so
that'd be awesome. But we had one unit that.
Good afternoon, Swamp Picker. How you doing?
Hey, Swamp Picker. Welcome.
One unit that
I forget what I was going to say.
We had one unit that
I don't know.
Well, we had 5 units, but one of them we actually paid for 4 out of from that one piece. So, out of all the units, the interesting thing is they were all small, quick clean out units. So we did take the trailer and filled up the trailer for the most part, but they were small units. And be on the lookout because those videos are going to be coming over the next couple weeks. I'm trying to get them all put together and get them up ASAP before time gets too far out, and then it becomes irrelevant because we're on to the next. So,
you're right. What would we climb over, and what would give us our anxiety levels if we didn't have a death pile, right?
So,
but speaking of videos, I don't know if everybody saw it or not, or had a chance to watch, but we did a collaboration 2 weekends ago. We went out to Indianapolis Wholesale Pallets with KT Treasures.
Was that 2 weekends ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Because last weekend was yesterday.
Okay. Wow. Time flies.
So we went to Indianapolis Wholesale Pallets. We met up with KT Treasures. Or we didn't meet up. We traveled out there with them. Well, whatever. We were there.
We all met down in Dayton.
Yes.
And then traveled out to Indianapolis. 3 of us. 3 channels, that is.
And then Uncle Bo met us out there. And it was our first time buying a pallet. But we ended up buying 5 pallets between the 3 of us. And we did an awesome collaboration video that you guys are going to have to check out if you haven't yet. It's done basically in thirds. So you'll see a third of, we shared 2 Dollar General pallets between the 3 channels. And we split it up and we recorded the contents of the pallets. But you'll have to watch each video to see what we all got, because we all opened up different items. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Watching those videos this weekend brought back the memories of how fun going to the pallet place was and how much we want to do it again. So,
And Uncle Bo asked, how did we do on the BPC?
well, we're
BCP
still
pallets.
listing, and we haven't. I don't think we've sold anything yet. No. We've had some hits, but I think people are in a place where I can't do two things at once. People are in a place where they're just getting done from Christmas. They did buying. But once, what are those called? Tax returns hit. Once those start hitting, I think people will start buying again. So
we ended up getting a pallet with it was actually two motorized vehicles for like kids. So one of them we had a hit on. They were supposed to kind of get back to us Friday, but because of the snow, or was it yesterday? But because of the snow hitting, they did not actually come on out because they were snowed in. So
actually, you're getting your buyers mixed up. That was a buyer for a couple other things that we have listed.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The people that were interested in the truck wanted it for a gift for their child's birthday, and they just, the last thing I messaged to her was, "Are you still interested?" And she said yes, and then that was it. So
you'll have that.
Apparently not that interested.
Yeah,
but
we'll find a buyer.
We will.
But actually, the truck was brand new. Both cars were brand new, and there was quite a few things on that pallet that were actually unopened. So we got 4 gaming tables, like foosball. It's a multi-top. We got the 2 cars, and we actually got tables, folding tables. Like we always could use those. So we're keeping those, actually. No, wait a minute. One of them's for sale.
Yeah, we
two
had
8-foot and a 6-foot folding table. So could always use those.
Yeah, and they had little dings on them, so they weren't perfect. They were probably returns, and but they're still fully functional. The legs work fine. The tops are fine. They just have like little, maybe like 2-inch dings in a couple places.
Yeah.
So, but yesterday I was digging through some Dollar General bags and boxes, and I found my Halloween costume for this year, or the mask part of it. I found a carnival glass mask. What do you guys think?
She likes it because it reminds her of carnival glass.
Do you see the iridescence in it? I don't know if you can see it, but it's like totally iridescent like carnival glass, although it's plastic. So, but I'll have to find something to go with that. I have a few months.
Yes. So, kind of the transition to the motivation of Mondays, which is
because we are here to motivate you, and you are here to help motivate us, because it's a two-way street and accountability. Yeah.
So today we wanted to talk about a topic that this weekend, or these videos working with KT and Adventures with the Hudsons, really kind of resonates with. And one of those was a goal that we kind of set and mentioned earlier this year on it was on KT's channel. When we were asked about goals, one of the things we wanted to do was build our YouTube channel. So we wanted to hopefully by the end of this year hit 2,000. And because of the videos and the pallet buying and the unboxing marathon, it actually worked out very. We were very excited about it. And that leads us to what we wanted to talk about is called a B-HAG.
And that's not a derogatory name that Roy calls me when we're off the air. It sounds like it. A B-HAG.
She's got jokes.
I guess they would be mom jokes.
So
B-HAG, like what does that stand for? What does that even mean?
So B-HAG is an acronym, and I heard this years ago. I want to say back in maybe 2010, 2009, somewhere in that time frame. And what it is called a big, hairy, audacious goal. So that's what B-HAG is: big, hairy, audacious goal.
Wait, is that hanging on our refrigerator?
Yes. Well, it's not hanging. I just wrote it on a piece of paper to remind me every time I go in the refrigerator. But what is that? Vision boarding? But anyway, the big, hairy, audacious goal is one of those things that, for years when I talk to people or people ask me how I was independent with insurance, things like that, I'd always ask people what their goals are. What's your 5, 10, 1 year goals, your long-term goals. So your B-HAG is a long-term goal. What does that say? Big, hairy, audacious guy. We always got to have jokes. Dad jokes right there. Right, Robert? But B-HAG is the motivation for today. So we had a goal to start off with. It's a short-term goal, but by the end of the year, we were under 300 subscribers, and we want our channel to get to 2,000. So it was a random, arbitrary number that I just kind of threw out to kind of make us stretch. And over the weekend, we picked up about 130 subscribers. So that was a nice little, not only stepping stone towards the 2,000, but the first time we picked up that many subscribers in a 24-hour period. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Who do we have to thank for that?
Adventures with the Hudsons and KT Treasures.
Yes. I think very much so that their videos, highlighted all of our channels. All of our videos highlighted all of our channels. So I think our growth was due to being on their channels, and we very much appreciate that from them as well. And hopefully we can do the same to them and other channels. So I think that is part of what this community is helping each other out.
So although if you think about it, 2,000 in a year, that's still a short-term goal. So we just wanted to talk a little bit today about motivation in regards to, what's your big, hairy, audacious goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Very much goal focused and driven. And we have things that we have on our vision board that ultimately leads us to our big, hairy, audacious goal, which is having time and money to go out and do whatever we like to do, and not having to necessarily come back and punch a clock. I know not everybody may feel the same way about, whether they punch a clock or not, but for us, we'd like to get out and travel.
Really, it's not having to come back, being able to go and not having to come back, and knowing that our business will still be running the way it's running today when we're here. So it's a big, hairy, audacious goal, because there's a lot of things that have to be put into place for that to happen. And B-HAGs don't happen overnight. They are usually long-term goals, 5 to 10 year goals. Now we haven't assigned a time frame to this, but 5 to 10 years, sooner the better. 5 years if we can. And as we're getting into it more, we're going to be able to define that time frame more.
And it looks like Adventures with the Hudsons said right now it's 10,000 subs for Jim's hair to go pink.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that. Do we know how long he's keeping his hair pink after it turns pink? Did we put a time frame on that yet?
And KT said, and we thank all of you. We grew also. So when we think of the big, hairy, audacious goal, it's always, establishing successful habits. So if we have a big goal in mind, then we can take the shorter goals and put them in place to meet there's certain checkpoints. So one of them, in order for us to get our business up and running, is continuing to list daily and trying to list. Right now we're at what? How many daily? And we started at 5 just to kind of get us in there. And we're talking about listing on eBay because currently that is our big focus besides our online platform. But we don't do the cross posting like the Macari and the Poshmark too much at this point.
No,
we're really just trying to build our eBay to get started first. So we start off at coming out of the fourth quarter doing a lot of estate sales and online sales local with consigners to five eBay postings a day, and ultimately to get to where we want the eBay to start getting, we're trying to get to 30 a day.
30 a day.
Yeah.
We're at about 15 a day now, so we're working up.
So that's one start there, and they say it takes 30 days to build a habit. So that is one of the things that we have to continue to develop and make a big habit in order to get to that big, hairy, audacious goal. And again, this is just a little idea of how we are creating successful habits. But they say the rule of thumb is 30 days of doing something over and over again helps to create a habit. Now, I don't know about you, but 30 days for me, maybe it's more like 45 or 60.
He's saying you're slow.
I have to keep reminding myself. Hi, Beverly. How you doing?
Hey, Beverly. No worries. You're right on time.
But definitely learning and developing successful habits. What do you define as successful?
In terms of habits or just,
because there are habits you can create successfully, but they aren't necessarily good habits, right?
Well, yeah, they're called bad habits. I can talk about those all day long. What was your question now? So what
would you consider a successful habit for us?
For us? What?
Well, a successful habit
that we're doing right now? I don't know what you're asking.
Okay.
You answered the question.
So
sometimes he just throws random questions out and wants me to answer.
So success to me is creating a habit that is helping us to move forward and helping us to move towards our goal. If that's not the case, then it would be a bad habit we're creating that's taking us away from that. So trying to get to a long-term goal, we have to check our short-term goals and habits that we're creating so that we can actually continue on the path to that long-term goal.
Yep. Robert says one thing he's learned is to not let his items renew. He ends the listing and sells similar.
Yes, actually, Lisa told me a little bit more about that whole scenario.
We do that to an extent. I don't do it every day. I don't always do it, because it depends on when I'm really working in eBay. And, sometimes your listings end in the morning and sometimes they end at night. So sometimes I'll miss that day's listings that are ending, but we definitely do that. I think those people that have saved searches and you're ending your, Hot Wheels listing and relisting it, it goes back into people's saved searches and they get that email notification that there's a new item with their keyword. So I think that is something that is important. Now, we haven't seen huge growth in sales from that, but I think it's just another way to keep yourself active and involved in the eBay algorithm for sure.
Good afternoon, Ella. How are you doing today?
Happy Monday. Welcome.
So going towards our B-HAG, eBay is definitely one of the big staples to help us get there, because the other thing is we can source anywhere we go.
And that's, I mean, you got to all admit that the sourcing is the most fun part of what we do.
Yes, that is the fun part.
Well, selling is fun too, because, you know, I love hearing those cha-chings. That is the reward for the hard work.
But one of the things when we think of where we want to go with the B-HAG, which is to travel, sooner or later, depending on how much is in the store, for our eBay especially, we have to have somewhere to house it. So part of the business idea is eventually building something with a few employees that we can duplicate and replace ourselves, so that we can, you know, get out and travel a little bit more.
Or find the cloning machine. Well, whichever one comes first.
Depends on what habits we're cloning.
Well, this is true.
But then the other part of that B-HAG, the YouTube really comes into place, because that allows us to venture a little bit more as well. Meet new people, go to new places, which ultimately opens up the door for the travel. And I know one day, one of the travel opportunities and experiences I would love to do is travel across the U.S.
Definitely. We definitely have that in common.
Yeah. And of course, I've met some friends that have driven out to California from here on a 3-day trip, but they're rushing to get to California and rushing back because they got to work. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to stop along the way and enjoy some sights. And, you know, and that's one of the things YouTube really is helping align us with as well. Not
Yeah.
Jim. He's, gotcha. So, but if you haven't heard the term, keep in mind B-HAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. Just wanted to kind of make sure we talked a little bit about that today, because coming off the weekend, it was pretty exciting to see the jump. So Robert said he wants to ride US Route 20 from Boston to Oregon.
Huh. Is that sort of like a Route 66 kind of thing?
Sounds that way.
Because I hadn't heard of Route 20, although I believe Route 20 does go through Cleveland or through Ohio. I think that's
Euclid in Cleveland.
Or Lorraine or Center Ridge or one of those.
It's Lorraine on the west, on the east is Euclid.
Okay.
But that's also like Route 42. I found out Route 42 goes from Cleveland all the way down to Florida. That was another route. So yeah, some of those would be fun to travel, just to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't travel roads like that and be rushed. It has to be sort of a process. It has to be, you know, I don't want to say planned out, but, you know, you can't rush it, because there might be stops along the way that you want to make that you don't even know about yet.
So.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you all have a B-HAG, but I definitely recommend, if there's something, life is short. So, you know, definitely define something big, hairy, and audacious. I mean, and you're never too old to start, you know. I know my mom will always say, you know, that she's too old to do anything, blah, blah, blah. I won't get into more of that. More than the thing I always think of, and I've been this way all my life, like I always have to have some retort to it, right? And the one that I have is Colonel Sanders. He didn't start actually being successful with what he was doing until he was Medicare retirement age. So, you know, that to me says you're never too old to do something new. You're never too old to chase those goals and have something big, hairy, audacious to go for. So, so if you don't have one yet, you heard the term, and now's the time to define it. Why not? when we travel, we love to go thrifting.
Yeah, definitely.
That place we went thrifting in Virginia, the oddities thing, or no?
Like Oddballs or something. I can't remember the name of it.
I can't either. But yes, that was fun traveling down there and doing what besides the yard sale, we also did
We did the flea market.
the flea market. Oh yes.
And then we went to the indoor, it was almost like an indoor antique shop. Because I think they had little booths of different sellers.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you weren't paying attention, but
I wasn't. I was just driving. So that being said, it is a little slip for those here watching, Avery. So you got inside scoop here.
Yep. Inside scoop, and that's okay.
Your lighting keeps going in and out. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. That's the computer keeps blinking, so it looks like when that blinks, it's affecting the quality as well.
Because it's not the light, because I see the light and it's been consistently on the whole time.
We've been having some weird internet issues, that's for sure, lately. I wonder if it's the snow.
I'd like to blame it on the snow. Yes.
Well, the computer's plugged in and it says it's a full charge. So,
yeah. I also wonder if it's when I jiggle the table.
No,
and
that could be the case.
Something.
Yes.
I don't know. That might be. Hands off the table.
Or pull the table back just a little bit off the box. There we go.
Okay, we'll see if that works.
Hopefully that'll work. So we wanted to update you a little bit on a couple things. I believe last week we had 2 units we had bought from the week before. Top it, blame it on the snow.
Definitely. If the snow wasn't here, there'd be so many less problems.
Yes. So one of the things we got last week out of a storage unit from the week before was PS Vita, and I hadn't tested it yet, but I got it working. Just plugged it in and charged it. Ended up finding the charger cord in a box, so that was pretty cool. And the other thing,
a separate box than
yes,
the box that these were in.
The other thing was this Nintendo DS, and I didn't even have to charge it. It actually worked. I just turned it on to double check, and you can barely see the screen there, but it's on. And funny enough, with the PS Vita, there was a video game in there. We sold that recently, I think yesterday, on eBay for $25. So that was a nice little kicker too. If you get any video games, definitely check to see if there might be a game sitting in them. A lot of times we find them in storage units, and they already have a game in them. So, yeah. KT, am I keeping it or selling it? Currently, I'm keeping it. And the reason I'm keeping it is because it is allowing me to test my backlog of electronic video game stuff. So I've been testing and trying to list and post them and try and get rid of them. And more than likely, eventually I'll sell it. The one Nintendo DS has special edition Mario cover to it, so that's got a little value to it. So I'll probably end up selling it when I get another DS that I can replace it with. Thank you for the thumbs up.
Yes.
How you doing,
Nicole?
How you doing this afternoon, Nicole?
And if you haven't all yet, follow Nicole's lead and hit that thumbs up. Or as Roy likes to do and say, smash the thumbs up.
I can't use a hammer right now. I might hurt something. So like my computer or hers, or Probably end up knocking the internet out like I normally do. So far, fingers crossed, we have not got cut off yet today. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I have somebody else running the controls. So
We were having what we thought were internet issues last week when we were bidding on storage units on the Storage Treasures website. But in a Facebook group that I'm in, apparently that site was having lots of issues. So that was not our internet. It was not our computers. It was the website, Storage Treasures.
Okay. KT asked, what other B-HAGs do you have yourselves? Well,
because a B-HAG is such a big thing, we haven't really defined another one specifically. There is a big goal for us this year that we're working towards, and that's getting fully up and running on Amazon. So it's a big goal. I don't know if it's hairy and audacious. It might be. We'll see. But
so I would say probably the biggest way that we look at it is you have the big goal of being able to travel and do what we would like to do without having to worry about coming home or having to punch a clock. But the other thing is we do have goals set along the way to help us get there as well.
Yeah.
So I guess one of those would be in that whole goal getting us to where we'd like to be. We do have a goal for rental units. We currently have 2, and the goal is to get to 20. That was set a few years back. I think we talked about that, Lisa and I, probably about 3 years ago. It's been that long since. 3 years ago, we talked about, getting the 20 rental units. We did sell one of them this year. No, I'm sorry, last year, because it's already 2022. But when we replace it, the goal is to replace that with at least 4 to 6 unit apartment buildings. So, but that's another big, hairy, audacious goal there that is helping to get to the bigger goal. And the reason for that becoming big and hairy is now we have to get the business and positive for us to be able to get the loans, to be able to, secure the investment property.
Yep.
So
it's all a process, step by step by step.
But each step takes us closer to the very large goal, which is at a certain point, we want to be at a certain place, and every goal we put in place has to move us towards the very big end goal of being able to travel without having to worry about it. How's the book coming?
Speaking of the book is coming along quite nicely. This is the January book, The Magic of Thinking Big. Next week will be our book club week for this book. So we'll have book club discussion surrounding this book and whatever else the conversation leads to. So it's not necessarily, if you haven't read the book, you can't participate, because it's going to be about, one of the chapters I just read was creative thinking. And the chapter I'm in now is you are what you think you are. So there's so many things in this book that pertain to so many aspects of your life. So it's not just necessarily reselling, or it's not just necessarily if you've read the book, because if you haven't, we're not grading. There's no pop quiz. It's just to help each other, to help all of us motivate and, kind of keep improving, keep moving forward on that continuum.
Thrift and Flip. If I'm correct, Drew. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to learn names, definitely. Keyword Harry. Gotta shave a little at a time, and then everything will be smooth. Yes. Well, that's the whole thing of the short-term goals. Yeah, shave a little bit at a time, right? So,
yep.
The funny thing with the magic of thinking big is Lisa's actually reading a book that I read a few years back. I've read it a few times, but she's like got my little notes. So yesterday she was like, oh, reading some of the notes from the last time I read it, where, you know, a few years back I had a little bit different thinking. So that's pretty interesting. Like, she pointed out a note that I put in the book. That's why I like books. Some people do audio, some people do the online electronic
Ebook.
books. But I like the actual hard copy because I can write notes and highlight, and then I can go back and read it. And, you know, I'm sure you could do it in the other platforms, but that's just what works for me. And Thrift and Flip, that's Ben here. Hey, Marcus, Dixon's Pickens. How you doing today?
Hey, Marcus. How's it going?
Robert says, oh, now my book is really, really jealous. If you want to know where to get the book, by the way, if you go to our link tree, we actually have a link where you can pick up the book if you haven't done that yet as well. So it is an Amazon affiliate link, but if you don't have the book, you could easily order it that way if you want to find it. Like I said, I've been doing these type books since about 2009. And I actually had copies of this book. So what I learned a long time ago is I talk about a book and somebody would say they're interested, and then they give them the book to read it. And then all of a sudden they never read it. I never got it back. So I had like 5 copies of this book brand new. I think I'm down to 1, which one of them I'm reading. But, you know, whenever I come across somebody and they'd say, hey, that sounds like a pretty good book, I could give them a book and then I can keep my own with my notes in it and not lose it. Trust me, I've lost some good books over the years doing that.
Yeah, you have like 5 copies of some books. So I know that you've definitely like bought multiple copies of books.
Yeah. That, the other one was no. It was, wow, I can't even think of the book now.
The Dale Carnegie book?
Yes.
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
How to Win Friends and Influence People. That was another one. So, but.
Oh, no.
Yes.
My battery's running out.
Uh-oh.
I didn't plug my computer in.
Hi, Paulette. I see. I truly enjoyed your collab with the Hudsons and KT Treasures. Love the dynamics you two have. So subscribe. Looking forward to watching your videos. Why, thank you.
We appreciate it.
You're going to make her blush.
I'm blushing.
So, the next book for next month, by the way, because we said today we announced the next book we'll read. Actually, you know, the funny thing is we're reading a few books, but the one that we really want to get into next month, actually, I know Lisa had started this a few months ago, so she picked out that book for next month, and that is...
Wait. Before you say it, I got to comment on that comment and Robert's book. So I have a bad habit. I have developed a bad habit in my life of starting books and not finishing them. So my goal this year is to finish books. That's my goal, my personal goal. I will finish this book by next week, and I will finish Robert's book by the end of this year. And every month I'm going to finish the book that we're reading. So that's my motivation.
And she said it here on the live, so you can hold her to it.
You can. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Accountability.
But and then so I also want to comment on Beverly's comment where this is an old book. It is an old book, and it is actually I was just telling Roy about some of the concepts and examples in the book are sometimes I don't know how to say it. Antiquated, not as up to date from the female or feminine perspective. So please go into that if you're reading this with that thought in mind. He uses a lot of he's and hims and male examples.
Daggers to my heart. Good afternoon, Bama, picking and grinning. How you doing today?
Hey, Bama. Welcome. So I think the copyright on this was 1950 something. So obviously it's been 1959.
See, she went as far as to look at the copyright. I just kind of read the book.
I'm a book nerd. What can I say? But when I start reading and like it's talking about, you know, these men in these sales meetings, I'm like, when was this book written? So
next month's book then.
Oh, yes, you're right. Beverly, that is another old book. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Possibly
we haven't even
written
talked about Think and Grow Rich yet, which that's Napoleon Hill, and that was from like the 30s, 20s and 30s, I think. But
okay, so without further ado, next month's book is The Millionaire Next Door.
and why did you pick up that book?
Why did I pick it up?
Remember, you started reading it.
I'd heard about it somewhere and read a little blurb about it, and I think it talks about how people become millionaires and why, and how they're millionaires all over the place and you wouldn't even know it. And it's not the people with the flashy cars or the big houses. It's the person next door.
And actually, I'm going to plug Second Sense in on that one. He actually had a video where they did it. It was in Cleveland, Lower West Side, I believe. The guy had money in the bank. He had a house full of collectibles and things like that. And you would have never known from the neighborhood that the guy lived in that he had that kind of money. So that was actually a pretty good book, and I'm reading it again, and it talks a little bit about just kind of being frugal as well. So little things like I know for us, I know Lisa wants to replace her vehicle, and we're looking to replace it sooner or later. We're looking, but the goal is to also replace it without having a car payment. So little things like that help you kind of get ahead.
Another example of the Millionaire Next Door is when I was actually working in a library in the fundraising department. There was an older couple who had passed, and we got a check in the mail one day for millions of dollars. It came to the library. And when we started researching these people, we had never heard of them. They were just regular people who came to the library on a very regular basis. My computer just died. Okay. And, you know, as we wanted to know more about them, we looked up their house, their tried to find information about them. They lived in a modest ranch home in a very average suburb of Cleveland. Yeah. So you just never know, you know, who your next door neighbor is. And there are ways that you can get to that point without, you know, I mean, there's tips and tricks. And so that's what the book talks about. How did those people get to be millionaires?
Good afternoon, Rhonda. Replace the car for a motorcycle like mine.
She says, I think that's Randa.
Randa?
I think that's Robert's wife.
Yes.
Oh.
Replace the car for a motorcycle like mine. There we go.
Is she on the, are you on the Can-Am?
And then there's that one. My dad dresses like a dork is so frugal.
Is he a millionaire, Beverly? You don't have to say. I'm just kidding. But hopefully he is. But yeah.
So anything else we want to point out from last week? We showed a little bit of that. This right here, and one of the units from last week.
Oh, we just wanted to show you a couple of things.
We found this rock here. Look at that.
Which it's some kind of crystal formation, and it may be a bookend because there's actually two of them. And it doesn't look like they go together. Like, it doesn't look like it
does. Look.
It kind of does. Yeah.
I mean, this is actually pretty cool. Not sure what it's called, but that was a pretty cool find in one of our units.
Yes, and there are many ways. Money is not the only way to measure success and happiness and joy in life. So there are many ways to measure it.
I look more towards the wealth aspect, having the time and the money to do what we want, because that doesn't give you a measure of money. If you could do whatever you want to do off living on $30,000 a year, that's another definition of wealth.
Right. Yep.
Wealth isn't defined by money. It's defined by having the time and money to do what you like to do.
Yep.
So
very good point.
But Robert said that's a geode section cut and polished. I live near where they dig those up. We have been geode mining.
Nice. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. And what do we have to give away today?
Oh, we have a couple cool things. We have this mug that says "Life is Beautiful." And
actually, we have a Star Trek collection. I don't know if any of you are on Instagram and saw this post. It was probably about a month and a half ago. We had a gentleman come in with this Star Trek collection. And we have a box of these Star Trek cards. This is from Star Trek Generations, the movie. I know on eBay you can put these in like some page protectors, and it actually can sell for a good amount of money. So we actually have 2 stacks that we're going to put in there, but I wanted to show them they're the bigger cards. So we're going to give those away today as well.
Where's the other stack?
I didn't grab the other stack yet.
Oh, okay. Don't forget it.
I won't.
Because I would.
We'll make a note.
Okay. Star Trek cards. 2 stacks.
Yep. 2 stacks.
This pen.
Now, I don't know how many cards are in there, but, they were sectioned. So it was like maybe 25 to 30 bags that they sectioned. I guess the guy was collecting them that way. So you'll get 2 of these. They're just Ziploc bags, but I will definitely throw 2 bags in there.
Nice. Star Trek Monopoly. Very nice.
Nice. Very nice. Tamara Cooper. How you doing today, Tamara?
I am rich, kind of. I have friends and can pay my bills each month and sometimes have money left over. That is awesome.
That is exactly what we all strive for, definitely.
Yep.
To have a little money left over after having all that.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and friends are very important.
Yes.
Okay, so my computer died, so we can't do the wheel.
Yes, we can.
Unless you want to pull up the wheel. I checked my battery life too, and it was full. So I don't know what it's doing behind the scenes, but
see, and we're still behind the scenes having computer issues. This time it's not me though. Okay, so let's see. I am going to put in, what do you think? 30? 1 to 30?
Sure.
Okay.
It might be, Tamara. It might be.
Bear with me. I hear, what do they call it? Dead air?
Dead air. What do y'all want to talk about?
How we still can't get right. We'll get there. We're slowly getting there.
Yes. Next week, I will have my computer plugged in. I really looked at the battery. I'm like, oh, it'll make it for an hour. And it didn't.
22, 20. So we're going to pull up this wheel in a second with our numbers.
The prize wheel.
All right. So we have. Now I have to figure out how to do this.
Share.
Share and share alike.
Yes. Screen. Share screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tab. Chrome tab. There it is. All right. And then if you customize it,
Okay.
they'll hear the cool music.
There.
Beverly said, don't do 30 where I do 25. There's only 18 watching. We thought if we did a little bit more, then there would be less chance of
People picking the same number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. I had this all set up on my computer.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Close that out. And we're going to go for
Full screen.
prize number 1.
Full screen.
Yeah.
Nope. It's not full screen.
Yes, it is.
No. Go back to your tab. Full screen. There.
Okay. There we go. All right.
All right. So everybody pick a number. Pick one number between 1 and 25.
1 and 25.
Uh-oh. Chitching.
Here we are. So bear with me. I'm going to touch the mouse, which we know how that turns out. All right. So do we all have a number in? I see. Okay. If everybody's ready, we're going to get it rolling. Yep. Between 1 and 25. 1 and 25. And there we go. And we have number 7. Woo-hoo! Number 7. All right. Who do we have that has number 7? Let's see. Who has number 7 or the closest to it?
Without going over.
So the closest to it without going over is, there we are. It is Pallet Sharp.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations. So there's 2 ways to go ahead and send us your information so we can get that out in the mail for you. I guess we should put this up. You can email us, or you can go to Instagram and send us a direct message, or Facebook. We have a Averys All In page. So we have Averys All In on Instagram, Averys All In on Facebook. You can send us a direct message there so that we can go ahead and get that shipped out to you. And we also have our email, which it's actually in the description of the video. So that would be Averys All In at recycleneo.com. But that would be that. And what did she win?
She won this lovely mug. Life is beautiful.
Yay. Life is beautiful.
That's right.
Well, when the snow melts, at least.
Life is still beautiful.
Yeah, but it's a little cold with that beauty.
Yes, it is.
So,
all right.
Paulette, don't forget to either connect with us on Instagram or Facebook at our pages, Averys All In. Or if you go to the description of the video, we have our email in there. Oh, I'm jealous. No snow in Texas. Ugh.
I'm jealous too.
Yeah, I can tell. She's like, when are we leaving here?
Maybe that's where we need to go. All right.
All
so
right,
we have
so-
another giveaway. So we need another round of numbers picked. So everybody
Okay.
pick another number.
1 to 25. And okay, you have that written down.
I'm with you, Randa.
All right.
I'm with you.
1 to 25. Mm, mm, mm. Got my own little music going on.
In your head.
Yep. I got my soundtrack playing right up here.
Oh boy, that's scary.
All right. We'll give it a few more seconds. Make sure everybody's got their chance to put a number in. Again, 1 to 25. This will be for the Star Trek cards. And you know what? Let me go grab that real quick.
What, the second stack?
Yeah.
So you don't forget?
Yeah, exactly.
They're on the shelf over here in the box. Yeah, I don't know about hurricanes and tornadoes, top it, but I don't know.
All right.
The snow and the cold.
Here we are.
Ugh.
So we have the big ones here, and here's the other bag. So card size, and these are the bigger cards. Okay.
All right. Are we ready to spin?
And try not to disconnect us. Bear with me. All right. We're going to go ahead and get this set up again.
No, don't remove. Close. Yeah. Okay.
And hold on one second.
Just click it.
We're going to do this, and we're going to shuffle.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm getting a little.
Making it interesting.
Yep. And bam.
Here we
Here
go.
we go. And 19.
19.
19 is the winning number.
I think somebody had that. I'm going to touch the mouse now.
Uh-oh. She's getting froggy. She's touching the mouse. Okay.
Maybe
so
that was from the last time.
the closest to 19 without going over is Adventures with the Hudsons, 17.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Congratulations.
All right. Well, hopefully we're getting better at this. We didn't disconnect today, but that's because I wasn't actually running the controls too much. I've learned not to touch the mouse to the computer, which generally cuts us off somehow, some way. And it's been a pretty good week. Yep.
Well, last week was a good
Okay.
week.
I'm sorry.
This week's
It is
just
Monday.
starting.
This week's just
But
starting. Right.
We have good stuff in the books, in the works. Good stuff in the works, and it's going to be a good week. I
Yes.
think there's not that much snow in the forecast, so for me that makes it a good week. It is going to be cold, but
And bear with us over the next 2 weeks. We're going to be dropping a lot of videos, and I know it may seem very, it may seem like a lot, but we want to make sure we get the content out before it gets too long. We promise that every Friday afternoon that we'll drop a video, but because we have so much content, we're going to try and get through a lot of it so you can see the 7 storage units we bought in the last 2 weeks. I think we have an unboxing from, if you saw the recent unit we had,
that was from a few weeks ago.
the one with the totes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually went through that unit. That was a great unit. We ended up finding a lot of birthday cards and things like that with money in it. So we did a lot of filming on those totes. So that's going to come out. We have a walk. If you remember in the fall, we did the video where we did the estate sale with the carriages, the horse-drawn buggies. So there's going to be a round 2 to that. So yeah, we're going to try and get a lot of that out in the next couple weeks. So if we overload you with videos, sorry. But we want to try and get the content out so that you can see what we've been doing and why we've been so busy. So
yeah, what he said.
Yeah, what he said.
Anybody got any questions for us? Last minute comments, snide remarks. Robert, I know you're good for one.
Well, we know next week's topic is going to be about the book. So that'd be actually pretty fun to, get each other's insights. We haven't talked that much about it. So that's been kind of, I know I haven't asked questions mainly because I can't wait to kind of hear our insights when we review the books and talk about it. So hopefully, if there's some of you reading along with us, you have some comments and insights as well, and that'll be next week. And we appreciate you coming and enjoying some time with us on our live. We'll
probably have some guests pop in occasionally, not every week, and but possibly for the book discussion weeks. Probably not next week, but if somebody is all in with reading the book and they want to and if anyone's interested in coming on the book discussion week live, just reach out to us. We're always happy to have people come in and talk with us.
And that's something we definitely want to start doing as we've been trying to figure out our platform here and the dynamic of our live. We'd like to eventually start bringing people in and guests. So definitely stay tuned. Have a great afternoon.
And we'll see you later. Ciao. Peace out.